Hey world, hey y'all. Okay, so I gotta give y'all this testimony. I've been holding off on giving y'all this testimony of how good God has been to me in mine. Okay, listen, I'm gonna try to get it out. Listen, y'all. If some of y'all don't know, I've been through an accident. What, 2 weeks ago, me and my baby girl was in an accident. Somebody actually was turning right into me as I was going through a green light, going up 6 Mile, and he was turning on out of drive. But anyway, he came right into us head on. All the airbags deployed. My baby was distraught and just traumatized. She wouldn't come to me on the scene. I was full of blood, covered in blood. I had a laceration on my head. That's why I got this. So, yeah, okay, let my head heal on the inside. It's okay. But anyway, I had a laceration on my head. So I got stitches, dissolvable stitches at that. But but God, right? We made it out of that car. We made it out alive. God has spared our lives once again, as He always does, right? But I'm just so grateful. And the other party, I'm even happy that they was okay, because it was a 4-month-old in the car that wasn't strapped in the other car. God spared that baby. God spared that baby. Oh boy didn't have license. He didn't have insurance. And his birthday was the next day, I found out, so from the police report. But it's so crazy. So he was in a rush to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I hope that God deal with him in his own way, whatever. But so I was able to get I had to go to the hospital, got rushed to the emergency room, me and my baby girl, and she had a big hematoma on her head. It's healed. She's healing good. It's just sort of touch sometimes. She just say, ow, but at the end of the day, she's doing good. It has went down. I thank God for that. I ended up coming out with a fractured knee. So I have a fractured right knee, but can y'all believe how God work? I hear people say all the time, like, a fractured knee. I was on an immobilizer and on crutches, but I'm walking. I'm good. I'm going to tell y'all what I did. I tested my faith, though, because I'd never been through something like this. So I was just been bold enough to just lay hands on myself to see how much power that I really have, right? And believed it and really had the faith. I didn't even have mustard seed. I believed it. I'm not going to lie. I've been on this 90-day challenge, and we talk about some of the things. I'm going to go into detail about that another time as well, about how those challenges have been or whatever. But I literally laid hands on myself, y'all, when I had to sit still for these 2 weeks before I even went back to the doctor to be able to be seen and all that again and follow up. And I just remember just found me a prayer room. My prayer room is my bathroom. I got a prayer bathroom, y'all. I found that space. I didn't even know I needed that, even though I pray everywhere. But I'm in that space, and I'm in a just releasing and just going to God and the way, like, I just felt like a safe space in the bathroom. I don't know what that was, but I thank God for that release. Okay, I'm back. But I found my prayer bathroom to be considered my prayer room. When I hear people say, I got a prayer room, I have a prayer bathroom. Whatever it may take, find your safe space, whatever that is. You get you a quiet space somewhere you can just zone out. And I realized that was my space because I was actually soaking in the tub often with this fractured knee. I got a fractured knee. So but I was with Epsom salt, and I was just in that space, and I would just bring my phone in there, and I just have my music on, my praise and worship, and I'm just sitting in there. That's my safe space. My family let me get away in the tub, they ain't mama, but that was a space and a release, and I just felt like, oh my God, it was just an outpour. But at the end of the day, that's not what I was trying to get to. But I ended up I lay hands on myself. I hear the Spirit of the Lord tell me, He say, you say you trust me like you say you do, and you on this fast that I'm on, and fasting and praying like I've never done before. This is a new thing for me, honestly, and it feels good, though. It's a challenge, but it's good because it's building some character, but and it's making me I'm growing in my faith in my walk, right? Because I'm challenging myself in another way, dying to self, right? So I ended up laying hands on myself, y'all. I was just bold enough, and I'm just like, I'm healed in Jesus' name. No sickness, no illnesses, no disease. I just started speaking stuff that I didn't even know I was supposed to speak, but it was pouring out, right? And I'm just like, I believed it. I left it there, and I learned to just start praising Him in advance instead of just wondering what it's gonna look like. I could have sat there in that tub and felt. Now I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple of those days out of them 2 weeks where I was just like not feeling myself. I was feeling meh. I wasn't feeling like encouraging people. I wasn't feeling like smiling for a few days. I felt that, but I didn't stay there, right? I actually just lifted my hands when I didn't even feel like lifting my hands. I remember just telling myself to push through. This is what it's about. When you don't feel like it, just push through. And to remember that I have history with him. I have history with him. So how dare you not just lift your hands, even if you don't got nothing to say. I didn't have nothing to say, y'all. And y'all know I'm always got something to say. I always got something to say. But this time, God just say, just lift your hands and still trust me and praise me when you don't feel it. Because he working when we don't even know he working, y'all. All I can say, listen, man, I remember lifting my hands on one of them Sundays. I was watching it from my phone because I wanted to be in the building, but I couldn't fellowship that way. But it was fine. I loved the online church too. I did that. I'm glad that it was available for me, so I was able to be a part of my church, Triumph Ministries, Triumph Church, J.L. Hudson Drive. But he was saying it's like he put it in me to just trust him in spite of, I don't know where I was at because the camera cut off. But I'm back. Blessed. I'm just going to keep giving you the testimony. All I know is God is so good. I laid hands on myself. Anyway, I go back to the doctor. I'm going to speed this up. I go back to the doctor. And because, y'all attention span probably ain't that long. And I don't want to keep y'all. Get to the point. I go back to the doctor. And they basically just, like I said, I had laid hands on myself. I believed. Whose report you believe? I knew I was healed before I even went back for my follow-up anyway. I was ready to get back to life, but I'm not offended in the sit down that God had me sit still for 2 weeks, right? Oh, this is getting to me. But I'm not offended in the rest, because sometimes you got to be able to rest, right? I'm always going, but I sat still. And then I also didn't like the feeling of needing anyone. I ain't like the feeling of being like helpless in the way I felt helpless, because I felt like it's not that I'm prideful or anything. I just don't like to be in need where I got to ask people to be like, as much as I like to bless people, it's crazy. I don't want to inconvenience anybody, if that make any sense. I'm not too good for anybody's help. I appreciate everything y'all do for me, anybody who's been a blessing to me and my family, but I'm just not a needy person, right? I'm just independent like that. But God had me in a space to where he gave me even more humility in that, it's okay to need help. It's okay for somebody to bless you and help. It's okay, so he put me in a space to where I had to ask certain people for help. Some people don't even probably want to ask for help, if that make any sense. And I thank God for that, because he even strengthened relationships in those type of areas. We can't be offended in what's in front of us, because we think like whatever we go through is not meant. We think it's meant for our bad, but it's always it's gonna be greatness that come out of it every time. So nothing is never as bad as it may seem. Always remember that. So I went through this car accident, but not knowing that what would come from it, that what relationships would be strengthened here, or friendships that may be bonded and built from anything. Just don't be offended in what God has for you. And it's okay if the timing don't look like what you thought the timing is supposed to look like. Just know that your greater is coming. Just know that it's going to always be a brighter day. But I'm not done telling the testimony, but I'm just telling y'all. So anyway, I had to get some help from some people and I had to sit home on crutches and immobilizer. I couldn't drive. It was just, but it was good. I just praised them. But anyway, my kids got to school. They didn't have to miss no school. I thank y'all for the people who helped and stepped up. I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, so let's talk about what happened with this case though. So do y'all know, me and my daughter my youngest daughter, she's 3, we got transported to the emergency room via ambulance from the scene, because the accident was bad. But they took us to the emergency room, and they didn't even get a police statement from me, right? They got it from either the person I was in the accident with or anybody that was on the scene after the fact, right? But long story short, I was just disoriented. I couldn't even leave a statement. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, what y'all think would happen if you can't leave a statement at a scene? Ain't the police supposed to come to the hospital to get your statement? I would think, but they did not. But it's okay. God worked it out. So anyway, the statement basically said that I was at fault at first, right? It said I was at fault, and that's totally not right? And I'm just like, it's a message in that. We just because Mm-mm-mm. They said I was at fault on the paper, y'all, and I could have let that disrupt my spirit completely, because how do you prove that I'm not at fault if they written that on paper already, and they already told me that they don't change police reports, right? And and do you know, I couldn't drive. Then I came and I'm calling. I'm like, this ain't right. Y'all got to fix this police report because this is not what happened. And it said I failed to yield. I was turning. I wasn't even turning. I was going straight. It was just all wrong, right? And I'm like, oh my God, he trying to cover himself, or they trying to like get out of it. Like they pointing. This ain't right, right? So, but I didn't even. I stayed quiet. I stayed calm, cool, collected. I was upset on the inside, but I didn't even let it like bleed out into the universe, if that make any sense. I didn't let it, because if I did that, then it'll grow and manifest something else, right? So I didn't give it no energy. I just kind of was like, God didn't bring me this far to leave me, so I know He gonna work it out. It's gonna come out somehow. I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to prove this to these people or whatever, because it's gonna delay my case, all kind of stuff. It's just gonna look, I don't know, but I trusted God in the midst of that. Do y'all know that I got down to the police station probably a week after the accident, when I finally was able to get there, walking and get a ride and all of this? I get up there, and them people, I stayed there for 2 hours. I had my leg propped up on their bench with my immobilizer, and them crutches were sitting to the side, and I was just sitting there patiently waiting. I was like, I wouldn't listen. I said, y'all got to do what y'all need to do. Y'all gotta. There was a busy intersection. Y'all gonna need to pull the tapes, pull the cameras or whatever to be able to see proof, because I had no reason to listen. I was in the right of way. I was going through a green light, whatever. So anyway, they pulled. Y'all know, they was able to pull the footage from that scene. They did not let me see it, which is okay. I didn't want to see that and relive that. But they pulled the footage. I don't even know if they got it from the bank or the liquor store, whatever's in that area. God saw fit for them to be able to pull some footage and look it up, to be able to come back to me. And they was like, well, we see that what you said was the truth, and we're going to alter and modify this police report. We don't do this, but we're gonna do that. They had to take accountability also, because y'all didn't come get my statement. But okay, thank you. But also, that was just God, because listen, God loves me, and because I love Him as well, and He knows that. So I'm blessed that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I don't care what it look like. I don't care if something feel like you got to prove yourself, or who gonna fight for me, who gonna stand up for me if I can't prove my case. I serve a God. Listen here, nothing is too big for Him. Nothing is too big for Him. So, but I left there so happy on my crutches. Left out there with my new paperwork. I'm like, okay, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one, So, had my new police report in hand, and it actually showed proof of what the truth was, and I was vindicated, if that's what we're gonna say. And yeah, justice is sought. Justice is sought. Yeah, I called top dog law, but then I was like, let me see what Mike Moore's talking about. But outside all of that, God is great. God is great. God is good. Okay, now let's get to the next part of this testimony. Let me speed this up. I talk a lot. Dang. Got a lot to say, But thank y'all for listening, caring enough to hear this story. But so anyway, I'm like, okay, I gotta get me a car. I gotta get back to driving. I ain't drove in 2 weeks at first, and I was like, and even in that process, I didn't even stress about that. I looked online, did a little research in different places. I was going to go to Tennessee, but I was like, I'm just going to see what's here. Michigan kind of high. They be kind of trying to get down on women when it comes to them cars, I've noticed that the South is a little bit, they're not as greedy. Don't get offended, but it's the truth. They're not as greedy when it comes to getting cars, and they don't give you no junk. You get the mileage. It's just different stuff. But anyway, I end up doing some research. God, I just said a prayer. Lead me to what you have for me. What you have for me is for me. It ain't about what I want. Just lead me to the right place. I don't got to look all around the city. I'm not finna have to try to Uber here and all of that. I'm going to go to the first place that I go to, and it's going to be something for me there. And I'm going to trust that I'm going to walk away with something, whatever you have for me in this season. I walked up in this lot. Y'all called an Uber Friday morning. I called an Uber Friday morning. And that only went to one lot. Walked away with something that I love, right? I didn't even know I wanted this. I didn't know I wanted this. And I like it and I love it. But I go up in there, y'all, and it didn't even take a long time. How long did it take to get a car? About 8 hours. I don't know. It seemed like it always take a long time. You trying to get a car or whatever. But who was counting? Who cares? I'm blessed. So I'm sitting in a chair, y'all. Do y'all know I got there? Uber took me there. I got there about 8. But so as I'm at the lot and I'm looking at all the inventory and what they have on hand, I didn't like nothing else. It's like I just was led to this one vehicle. I walked up on it and I was like, I want this one. This me. It's just like it's fit my style. It's just my it's me. And the guy was like, okay. And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, let me test drive it. I test drove it or whatever. But do y'all know I got there about 8, 9 that morning. Uber dropped me on off up there. I walked out of that place with a new car. Okay, I walked out about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That wasn't bad. 8 to 1. It wasn't too bad. I did a little half shift with them. But I'm so grateful, y'all. First of all, I got something better than I could have ever imagined right now, and I'm just like, I'm so grateful. And then I like it better than my Jeep. I was gonna miss my little red Jeep. That Jeep, that was my Jeep. I got a lot of my comedy videos. It really was bittersweet. A lot of my comedy videos, I have used that Jeep. It has got me from point A to point B, and yeah, my little red Jeep Compass is gone. It's gone. Okay, but God said, that's okay, it's material. I'm gonna get you something else. Put you something else greater than that, And now I have me a Dodge Durango Citadel, and I like it and I love it. I didn't even know I like Citadel, but what is a Citadel? It is nice. This is nice. What is it? I love it. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus. But and then my kids love it. That's what makes it even better. Of course, listen, my kids get in here. Your kids make you feel like you just do so great. They make you feel like you just a shero and superhero, and I needed that from my babies, and that felt so good. But when I pulled up on them, they told me, this our rental. I was like, this is ours. They was like, they got in the car. I should have recorded their reaction. I should have, but it was so genuine. It was so sweet, and they just grateful as well. But anyway, that's really my testimony. I'll show y'all some pictures of it later. I'm not gonna hold y'all no more. Listen, y'all, I know y'all want to tiptoe out of church, okay? The message is over with. But the message is, don't get weary in whatever you face with, whatever you're going through. Don't get down on yourself, and if you do, just don't stay there. You human. I'm human. I feel like everybody else feel. As positive as I am, and as happy and encouraging as I am, I still feel the same feelings that everybody else feel. I have not arrived, and I'm not Jesus, I'm not God, but I strive to be like him every day, and I'm gonna always take a kind of. Okay, somebody called in. What was I saying? I think I was saying something about how good God was, but I'm saying don't give up. Don't give up. Never give up. And don't even get down on yourself. Whatever you put energy to grows. So only speak positivity. Only think the best. And the best will come. And just seek God for everything. I talk to him like I talk to my mama. My mama, my best friend, honestly. That's my girl. And my sister. We be it's my babies. But both my sisters. And I just feel like we got to talk to God like he the homie, and he answer like that. That's what a personal relationship really is all about. Really trusting him wholeheartedly. Like when I'm going through stuff, I don't think to call nobody now when something happens. You know what I think when I go through something? I just get Jesus. I just talk to him immediately. Then I probably call my twos and fews of people who I like to share things with, and we talk about the goodness of God and how he brought us through something. But I don't even. Man, he's so good. I don't even think to pick up the phone and ask nobody, what should I do now? Or what's gonna happen, or how should I don't need that type of guidance. Can't nobody, this joy that I have, can't nobody fix nothing but God for me. Can't nobody give me a solution to solve nothing better than my God can. You understand? So, and I really rest on that, and I'm so confident in this faith is growing with knowing what faith really means and what it is to trust wholeheartedly, right? And I'm starting to see it manifest everywhere in my life. So I'm just grateful. I love y'all. Listen, y'all take care. And until next time, this was Testimony Time with Shay Wheels.